Procrastination is the lazy cousin of fear. When you feel anxiety around an activity, we postpone it. This quote was written by Noel Hancock. Have you ever tried to start an assignment that your professor had gave you 2 weeks ago, or maybe even 2 months ago, but you just waited around until the assignment was due like 3 days or a week before starting on your assignment? Is it because you didn't know where to start or you just didn't feel like doing it? But when you realize that that you need to start on it, sometimes it may be hard to find a starting point. But is it because that you wanted to go get something to eat, or that you needed something to drink, or when you got something to drink, you need to check your cell phone, to check your text message, check Instagram, or check Facebook? But before you really know it, you have spent hours on your homework and still haven't completed nothing because you had to check Instagram and Facebook and etc. So then when you say, well, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to do it. When tomorrow arrives, you don't feel like doing it then. So you say, well, I'm gonna wait until the next day. But before you really know it, the due date have arrived. And you have until 11:59 to complete the assignment. And I know that you don't want to receive a zero. So it's your best bet to try to complete the assignment on that day before 11:59. I have been researching procrastination for almost 2 weeks now. I'm also related to this topic because I also procrastinate a lot. But I have learned that you have to learn how to manage your time wisely. In this speech, I am going to inform you about the effects of procrastination. First, I'm going to discuss procrastination itself. Secondly, I will discuss what causes procrastination. Thirdly, I will explain how to stop procrastination. First, I'm going to tell you about procrastination itself. So, what is procrastination? Procrastination is the action of delaying or postponing something. So, I have did a little research about procrastination and I have gathered some statistics. I have came across an article that Darius Faruha wrote, and the article was how common is procrastination. So based on the data that they study or the statistics, 88% of the workforce have admitted that they procrastinate at least an hour on the job. 25% to 75% of people procrastinate every day. Between 1 hour, 2 hours, some is worse than that. Some people wait 5 or 6 hours of doing nothing, then try to start on their assignment. So I did a little bit more research. So here are three main types of procrastinators that was talked about in an article by Dr. Ellen Hendricks. She was a clinical psychologist at Boston University. So the three main topics are the avoider, the amiss, and the pleasure seekers. An example of the avoider is you always find ways why you haven't completed an assignment. So you try to come up with an excuse. The amiss stick is an example is when you know that you have procrastinate a lot, but you can't see the pattern. In other words, you really think that you don't procrastinate, but most of the time that you do. So the pleasure seeker, an example of the pleasure seeker is when you really don't spend much time trying to plan out how you're going to complete the assignment or, plan out your schedule. So now I have talked to you about procrastination itself. So now I'm going to tell you about what causes procrastination. I have came up with 4 points that causes procrastination. The first point is overwhelm. A lot of time, a lot of people feel overwhelmed because, they have daily jobs or they have part-time jobs, so they get off work and then, they have to study, they have to do this, and, the next thing it's time to get up, go back to work, and, just repeating the same cycle. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. You want to do this, but you have to do the work and all that stuff. My second point is distractions. A lot of distraction is called that cause procrastination. An example is maybe your friend or your best friend texts you and say, "Let's go play basketball or something." But you know that you have a test to do before 11:59 that day or the next day. So you're going to play basketball versus doing your work. So there's a lot of distractions in between, doing your homework and finding something else to do. And most of the time, you're gonna find something that you like to do, and you're going to do it. So that's what kind of causes a distraction. The fear of failure is a big one because sometimes you might not know the starting point, or you try to think of how the professor or the teacher is going to grade you. So a lot of people fear of failure, the fear that they're going to fail that assignment or that class because they they really don't understand it, or they don't know how the professor going to grade it or whatever. The fourth one is the lack of motivation. Some people, need that extra boost, that extra encouragement to, give them that boost to do the assignment. Oh, well, I need to do this for, my family. I need to get my education so I can get a better job and etc. So now that I have told you about procrastination itself and what causes procrastination, I am going to inform you how to stop procrastinating. So I came up with 3 points how to stop procrastinating. My first point is that you need to set goals for each week. You set goals for each week, plan your week out. Don't, be unorganized and you just wait to the last minute and then you notice that you have to do an assignment. Just go ahead and, set your goals. The second one is get organized. Like I said before, you don't want to have a whole bunch of papers, then you got to thumb through the papers to find, different questions or, anything. Just get organized. The third one is get rid of distraction. Distraction is a big one because, sometimes you might be in your studying in your room or something, then it's a loud music playing, or that your friend playing basketball and you want to play basketball, but you know that you got to do the work. So you want to try to get rid of the distractions. In conclusion, today I have informed you about procrastination. We talked about procrastination itself, what causes procrastination, and how to stop procrastination. So I'm gonna leave you with a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. The quote says, "You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step." You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Try not to procrastinate. Go ahead and get your work done and just go be successful. Thank you.